Anyway, we're back.
I hope you didn't fall off the cliff.
Yep. And if you did, I hope you only broke your legs and you're not dead. We'll call an ambulance. But let us know if you're dead.
Okay. I am deciding to take the book with me.
I put it in my already overfull bag, biting my lip. It never hurt to be prepared, right?
Right. You ready? Yeah, let's go. Hee, stick with me and you'll be fine.
Mai opened the door and together we stepped out into the hallway, emerging into a steady flow of chittering girls with fruit-flavored perfume. Oh my. I didn't know we lived in the same floor.
No way, really? That's so awesome. Now I'll be able to catch up. Whatever happened between you and...
The river of girls shifted as we headed down the stairs. Suddenly I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know.
Oh wow, what a jerk you turned out to be.
Maya's exclamations faded into the buzz of voices in the air. Oh no. What would I do if we got separated?
That's why you have your book.
I searched the crowd of girls for Maya, but I couldn't find her. Everyone was dressed in the same Asagao uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart, and being so short really didn't help the situation. As we turned the last corner down the stairwell, I saw a flash of red hair a little ways in front of me.
Mai?
I reached between two girls and tapped her on the shoulder. Huh?
This girl has short hair and mine does not. Oh,
Who are you?
Oh my gosh, like a Helga voice or something.
The girl's eyes flashed, almost like a jolt of electricity shot through them.
I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else.
She said nothing and turned away. Before I knew it, I stood outside of Primrose House, watching the flow of girls disperse across campus. Maya was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even hear her chirpy voice.
Oh man.
I took a deep breath, biting my lip. This wasn't a big deal. I could go to class alone. But I didn't even know where the building was. I reached into my backpack and dragged out my class schedule. Homeroom 206 Poppy Hall. Which one was Poppy Hall again? Were the classrooms on the other side of campus? I picked a direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late to the first day of class.
That would suck.
That happens to everyone.
It does. There was one semester of college. It snowed and I tried to get to school, but it took me an hour and a half to get to school and I completely missed my first class.
Yeah.
That sucked. I was in
there
traffic
too.
for an hour and a half. That's okay.
Yay, Pacific Northwest. As a third year where no one knew me, and all the people staring. Hey, you okay? You look a little lost. Someone called out to me, and I turned around, almost jumping for joy.
So Jared. Oh, no.
But I froze. Normal Boots jacket. He was part of the Normal Boots Club.
Oh my gosh, this club really likes her. She should go with it.
I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a Normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be JonTron.
Yes? I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is.
You a freshman? No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Was this really happening? He began walking toward a large brick building in an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms up and down like he was in some sort of show tune. I fell into step beside him. I didn't notice it when Mai pointed him out to me yesterday, but JonTron had big brown eyes and a warm-looking face. He was basically a human puppy. I glanced up at him out of the corner of my eye. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to make that sound again.
A bird. A bird on his shoulder.
How did she not notice that?
Birds always made me uncomfortable. Something about the ease with which they could poke out someone's eyes. Is something wrong? Why'd you stop?
No, nothing's wrong.
He followed my gaze to the bird on his shoulder. Oh, this is a shock. Isn't he cute? Nice to meet you.
It spoke?
Yeah. He put his hand to his shoulder. Jock jumped into his palm. Jock is a robot bird, see? Hello. Jock's eyes gleamed a dangerous red when he spoke, but nothing else suggested he wasn't a normal bird. In fact, if I hadn't known better, I would have said the red in his eyes was painted on. Some more meta
That's amazing.
stuff going on. Jacques twitched his head to the side, examining me in return. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was. What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Jacques can be a little sassy. Who are you calling sassy? I'm not the sassy one. I didn't forget to feed you. Jacques, that was one time. I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of this empty world. Loveless, afraid. Ignore him. I've been bringing him with me to the drama club, and he's been taking a little too well to it. I see how this is. Shut me out like I have nothing to add to the conversation. Jacques retook his place on John's shoulder, and this time facing away from us as if miffed. We resumed our walk towards Poppy Hall. I'm Jontron, by the way. Call me John.
Hana, nice to meet you.
Hana, that's a cute name.
Well, thank you. So how long have you had Jacques?
Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now. Ain't that right? I'm not listening. Yeah, well. I love him to death. Don't know what I'd do without him. It seemed like life would be a lot easier without him, but who was I to say? We arrived at the brick building. White sign surrounded by poppies declared it to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall.
Whoops.
How'd you go backwards?
I don't know how I went backwards.
Nancy. Which room are you in?
I just clicked for too long. Room 206.
Seriously?
Yes?
That's my homeroom! We're in the same class! John laughed and clasped me on the shoulder. Wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing more of you then, right?
Right.
Together we entered Poppy Hall. Poppy Hall was lined with fluorescent lights and Asagao blue lockers. The lack of students milling around in the hallway indicated we were a bit late.
No, don't be late.
We ran up the stairs and made it into the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my throat. Thankfully, the teacher hadn't come yet.
Oh, good.
Instead, students clumped into tight pods and milled around the classroom, catching up on vacation news.
Thank you so much for showing me the class, John.
No problem. I'll see you around. He waved and disappeared into the wriggling mass of students. I glanced around the room, looking for an empty seat.
Oh my gosh, she's in this class too?
Might peel herself out between a cuddling couple.
Oh gosh.
Gross.
Was that JonTron? Were you just talking to JonTron? Yeah.
My eyes widened, and I couldn't help feeling a little smug.
I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me.
Maya emitted a highly pressurized squeal.
JonTron walked you to class? Oh my gosh, you have to tell me everything.
She grabbed me by the wrist and pulled me into an empty desk in the back corner of the room, right next to the window.
I saved you a seat.
I slid in and took off my backpack, hooking it on the side of my desk. I was a little bit worried the books inside were too heavy for the bag to handle, but so far it held
Oh
up
crap,
well.
is my backpack gonna break?
Choices!
Sorry, we got separated, by the way. Oh, I'll keep hitting the diary.
Day 2. Things seemed to go well yesterday, and thank goodness for that. I seem to have somehow made a friend named Mai, and she's really cute. I'm lucky to have her on my side. She seems so popular and kind. Aside from that, I ran into this group of guys called the Normal Dudes Club. They're really popular. Wonder whether I could get in with them too.
Okay, keep hitting that by mistake.
That's fine.
It can get a little chaotic sometimes. So tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have peach fuzz? Is it rough? Wait, what? These are very important questions I'm asking. You need to answer them. Was his hair super silky, or did it have the roughness of the dog's coat?
Before I could answer, the door to the front of the room slid open, and a tall woman strolled in. The class went quiet and obediently slid in their seats, and I'm yawning.
Don't yawn.
My heart beat furiously, blood rushing through my ears. These teachers are scary. Good morning, class.
Oh my gosh, whatever, see that voice.
The teacher's melodious voice swam through
Melodious.
the room, calming the buzzing high of students back from break. My shoulders relaxed and my fear ebbed away. I am your teacher, Shizuka wa Kahisa. You may call me Miss Shizuka. The emphasis she placed on the word led me to believe calling her Mrs. was not a mistake she would take lightly. Some of you might have noticed that we have a new student this semester. A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Oh no. Nope, there was the fear again. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? I nodded, stood, and slowly walked to the front of the room, counting my steps to make sure I wouldn't fall. I faced the class, took a deep breath to introduce myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. Hey! John, Shane, and PBG. There was John, sitting with 2 other boys wearing normal Boots Club jackets. One of the boys, the tallest one, was staring at me with the barest of frowns on his face. Something about him seemed really familiar. Wait, he was PBG, wasn't he? The other founder of Normal Boots Club? Suddenly, all the strength left my knees. Oh no! Collapse. What did I do? Why was he frowning? Was it possible that I already made a bad impression on him? You had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, what did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? I swallowed. The faces of the class began to congeal, forming one giant blob.
Oh gosh.
She's freaked out. You moved from Amarurisu, right? I nodded and swallowed again. Then, like a beacon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and giving me a thumbs up. Thanks, Mai.
She's so helpful.
That's right. What would Mai do in this situation?
Yes, I've just moved here. My name is Hana Mizuno. I transferred from Amarurisu Public High School.
Such a hard name to
I'm really
say.
excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on.
A little bit of voice acting in there. Neat. I bowed my head to the class, and they clapped politely.
Good job, Hana.
You said words. When I looked up, PBG wasn't frowning, but he still seemed oddly confused. I know why.
Good for you. I'll figure it out.
Secret.
I'll figure it out.
Maybe he always looked like that. Thank you. You may be seated. I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of the day was over. Shizuka began to talk about the standard procedure for the semester, the rules for classes, when homework was due, and that sort of thing. It was all very similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. PBG again. I glanced at him, and his head snapped back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued on like that until finally the bell rang, and it was time for lunch.
long class.
I like reading that. Ugh. It's like Tina.
Oh yeah.
Mine stretched out her arms over her head and yawned.
Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring.
So boring.
Weren't you looking forward to it this morning? Something about exciting things happening? Well, yeah, but it already did. You met JonTron, didn't you? Now I've got nothing left to look forward to.
Poor Mai. She hates school. She sighed.
And I was hoping to see Jared before class, too.
Oh, Jared Senpai noticed me. Noticed me, Jared Senpai. She slouched and fell across the front of my desk. It seemed like this would be happening a lot.
Is Jared really that hot?
Oh my god, Hana. He sparkles.
He does. He's that hot.
Mai's head snapped back up, her eyes flashing.
What did you say? Oh crap, what did I just do?
You right-clicked.
Sure. If you stare directly at him for too long, your nose will melt off. I've seen it happen.
What does that even have to do with staring?
Because he's so hot that your nose will melt.
Oh, not your eyeballs?
No, your nose is closer.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
I
let's
guess that
head
makes
to
sense.
lunch. I'm super hungry. Oh.
I looked at my backpack. It held up well throughout class, but I worried that if I didn't take some of my stuff out now, I might do some permanent damage to it. Especially with Satch's book in there. The book. The book.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't exactly afford a new backpack.
Oh, crap. I need to put something in my locker first.
So
But if
sad.
we don't go now, they'll run out of sesame seed buns.
Oh no.
That's okay. I'll just go on ahead. Come find me, okay? Alright.
I was so lucky to have someone like her as my roommate. Quick as I could, I went to my locker and shoved the book inside. As good a book it was, I was infinitely happier that I had Maya around so I didn't have to read it. Without her, who knew what I would do with myself? Especially with PBG staring at me like that. Creeper. Maybe I could ask her what was up with him when I met her in the cafeteria. It might just be the way that he was. Cheered, I headed for the cafeteria. I carried my melon bread through the minefield of people, searching for the now familiar sight of Maya's red hair. Where is she? Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I couldn't see her anywhere, and there was almost no empty seats. All around me, students circled each other, laughing and joking, sharing bites of food and splitting the cost for sodas. Suddenly, I felt very obvious and very alone.
Isn't there anywhere I can sit?
Just then, I spotted a table at the front of the room. A lone boy sat at it, stabbing his spaghetti with the vigor of a Roman general. He was having a hard time with it. I moved closer to him, working up the courage to ask to sit with him. Well, no wonder. He was eating his spaghetti with a spoon.
Oh, good job.
Wait a second. This guy was in my class, wasn't he? I saw him that morning at the front of the room. He was wearing a jacket just like the normal Boots Club's, but different. Golden gray jacket with an 8-bit block on the front. Was he a member of another club? Or maybe he was friends with them?
Hey, what? Oh, my!
Mai appeared between me and the boy, who glanced up at us before returning to his spaghetti.
Thank goodness I found you. I saved a table for you in the back. Oh.
I looked at the boy, and then back at Mai.
Come on.
I liked the little cafeteria chatter in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
that's
neat.
neat.
This game has good atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
She grabbed my shoulder rather forcefully and pushed me back to the front of the room. To push me to the back of the room,
Hey,
sorry.
what's wrong? You are so lucky I got here when I did. That kid is Brutal Moose. His real name's Ivan. He's from the Hidden Block Club. Ian. What'd I say?
Ivan.
Oh, Ian. You're right. He's from the Hidden Block Club. The Hidden Block Club. Yeah, the rival club of normal boots. He's really weird. I mean...
He was eating spaghetti with a spoon.
Yeah, he was. That's a little weird.
She looked around her to make sure no one else was listening in. We were completely alone in our little corner of the cafeteria.
He speaks in Comic Sans.
Oh no!
Whoa.
So horrible.
Yeah, it'd be better to stay away from him. Especially since you already gotten to know some of the normal boots guys. What are you talking about? I only just met John today. Haha, yeah, right. I saw the way PPG was staring at you. He totally likes you. Really? Is that what you thought I was?
Either Mai was blind, or she had a serious case of wishful thinking.
Oh, totally. It was so cute. Just like my favorite manga. You meet in high school, fall in love, and then go off and fight aliens together. I don't think that's going to happen. Have some faith in yourself. That's totally what's happening. So now that you're in good with PPG, can you introduce me to Jared?
Oh, is that what she was getting at? Hot flash of doubt seized me. Is it possible that Mai only liked me because she thought I knew the normal boots guys? That couldn't be the case, though. She was so nice. Still, looking at her shining and eager face, couldn't talk myself out of the idea.
I actually thought PPG didn't like me.
What?
Why would you think that? He was glaring at me. Man, you just don't understand. It's a love triangle. A love triangle. Wait, a triangle now?
Triangle of what?
I can see it. A
Who's
love
in the
triangle,
triangle?
Cameron. Love triangle.
But
Stars
with
practically
who?
erupted from her eyes. Well, obviously...
Hana, PBG, and who? John?
John.
Okay.
I don't know. PPG, I can't. But Hana, I love you.
Oh no.
But my maidenhood...
Oh jeez.
Where are you going with this?
Slammed my fork into the table. Mai looked pleased with herself.
Okay, I'm just kidding. You're really cute when you blush. You almost match your hair. That's not fair at all. I beg to differ. Still.
I searched my mind, eager to change the subject.
That was an impressive scenario. What? No, it wasn't. I just made it up on the spot.
Maya laughed nervously.
Oh, so that girl who was talking to me when we got separated?
Maya told the story of her past friendship with this girl like they were eternal arch nemesis. Apparently they had some bad blood. That's Mimi.
I figured.
I nodded, choosing to take the time to relax. Before I knew it, we were finished eating.
Sorry.
We got up and tossed our trays together. As I headed toward the door, though, Maya hesitated.
Hey, I forgot something back at the dorm. Oh, need help? No, I'm totally okay. I'm just going to go get it. I'll see you later, though, right?
See you later.
Okay, see you in class.
Bye, Maya. I waved and Maya sprinted off in the direction of the dorms. Alone again, I crossed my arms and headed back to Poppy Hall.
At least she knows where it is.
Large groups of 7 or 8 people were lying out in the sun, playing catch, and eating lunch on the lawn. It looked like fun to have so many friends like that. I smiled. Maybe this new school really would be better than my last. Without students inside of it, Poppy Hall looked a bit like an abandoned hospital. My footsteps echoed as I climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. 4th floor? Oh,
It's a
this where
tall
lockers.
building.
With a sigh, I opened my locker and pulled out the book Satch gave me. It was a good thing I brought it after all.
Haha, see? Now she's not bored.
I stepped into the classroom and saw a flash of movement by the window. A boy sat on the windowsill. He jerked up when I came in.
Of course it was a boy.
He was silhouetted by the afternoon sunshine, so I couldn't quite tell who he was.
Hello, I'm sorry, did I bother you?
The boy stood and shook his head, then crossed to a desk on the opposite side of the room. As he passed, I was able to see him clearly. Another Normal Boots jacket? It's Shane! This guy, he was Shane from the Normal Boots Club. How on earth did he keep happening to me? Pink hair.
Exactly. She's hard to miss.
Pink hair. Shane sat down at his desk, fidgeted with his hands a little, then turned to look at me.
Oops.
You're the new girl? I nodded.
My name is Hana. It's nice to meet you.
He nodded. Shane. Silence filled the space between us. Panic built up inside me. This was my chance to get into the Norwoods Club, and I was blowing it. I walked to my desk and sat down, setting another book on top of it. Shane looked at me, smiling.
You're part of the Normal Boots Club?
Yes, I am. Why? He spoke as if it were a challenge, almost glaring at me.
Oh, I just saw your jacket, so...
I trailed off.
The jackets are really cool.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Silence again. So
Creepy.
awkward. He seemed skeptical, as if he expected me to crawl out of my skin and reveal myself to be a large amphibious reptile.
Yes.
I'll choose one or the other.
I know, I was
Amphibian
like
or
an
a reptile.
amphibious reptile. That makes
Those are two separate things, very different. I had to do something. Who knew another chance like this would come? But Shane didn't seem friendly. In fact, he seemed downright suspicious. Surely he wasn't onto me already. Maybe it was better not to risk it. Oh, the next thing, the next choice. That we'll do the next time on the next episode, next week, next day, next. Bye.